I think I also have a negative win rate too.
Are you even playing?
Yeah, I think I played uh maybe like 15 games so far.
On what account?
It's like a Smurf. I haven't been playing on like Bio or my other account.
Oh, okay.
Um, so just to go over like kind of what the meta is or like what people are playing
Yeah, sure.
in like scrims. So for the most part, like Thresh is just the highest priority champion right now. He's like picked or banned 100% of the time.
Okay.
And then people play a lot of Leona still, Rakan, Lulu, and then if it's with Caitlyn specifically, people play a lot of Lux.
Yeah, I heard Lux is
Um,
actually OP right now.
yeah. And then against like any of the like weird range supports like Zillion or like maybe he'll play like Braum or like if you have Ezreal, there's a decent amount of karma as well. Um, but for sure, Thresh is S plus tier just because he fits really well with a lot of the AD carries in the meta,
Okay.
with it being Jinx, Aphelios. Caitlyn's also okay. But for sure, Caitlyn is a lot better with Lux than she is with Thresh. Caitlyn Moore, Caitlyn Lux, Caitlyn Karma are all super great.
Mm.
Um, yeah. Usually with Jhin, you want Leona. You actually don't want Thresh as much.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I've been pairing with.
that's good. But with Thresh specifically, Jinx, Aphelios, maybe Caitlyn. Um, you don't really want anything else. I mean, if you have like Xayah, Vayne, Ezreal, these champions, they're not very good with Thresh. But luckily, the meta isn't like that right now. Kai'Sa Thresh is also fine. Um,
Really? I don't like
yeah.
that.
So it's like one hook, one kill, but she doesn't do any setup for you. Similar to like Jhin. Um, the only downside of Kai'Sa Thresh is that if they're playing like a outrangey type of dual lane, something like Caitlyn, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. Or if they have like a Felios Lulu or a Jinx Lulu, you might have some trouble as well.
Yeah. The Nunu mid.
Um,
Kai'Sa.
so this is the first time we were doing the live game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna talk in game. You can choose to ignore me. That's fine. Um, and you don't have to respond to me either. I'll just like talk about stuff in game, kind
Okay.
of like what you should be looking out for.
All right.
Even like mechanical stuff, you don't have to like do it if you feel like you want to do something else or like you feel like you have a different direction that you want to take.
What do you think about super runes, by the way?
Yeah, another thing is that most people actually haven't been taking glacial anymore.
Really?
Um, but you only have 8 seconds though, so don't change it now. Um, most people on Thresh have been either going like Guardian or Aftershock. Same thing with Leona. Um, but glacial's fine.
Okay.
Like in my opinion, I think it's fine.
Is there a
I'm
reason?
just telling you. I think it's just because like
Tank stats?
glacial. Glacial and Lane just honestly doesn't do much. Whereas like Aftershock and Guardian do a lot more. And bot lane right now is very lane heavy because you don't have the TPs coming in, and all of the matchups are like super lane heavy. Like if you have Aphelios Thresh versus like Jinx Lulu or like Kate Lux, these are extremely skill dependent matchups. So like any little boost counts. But like Glacial for sure scales really, really well.
Okay.
Um, This is not as good in lane.
Not not good in lane. Okay. Is Guardian really good though? Like I feel like after the nerfs a while back, it just feels so bad. No? What are your thoughts?
Um, it's definitely worse, but and anytime you like look at the value for Guardian, it's just insane. Like 2,000, 3,000 shield. Um, I think when I'm playing, like even without the numbers, there's a lot of time where like people will get saved by my guardian shield.
It's like clutch factor.
Um, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you switch between them?
You mean guardian and aftershock?
Yeah.
Yeah, so usually I take aftershock if it's against like a melee matchup, and then guardian if it's ranged. Uh, let me spectate you. Yeah, usually I like to place a ward in the middle of the lane in the base for sweeper. Um, do you have Hex Flash? Okay, so something really good to do is just flashing early on to try to trade flashes because you have more value with Hex Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Even just going flash for flash is fine. Um, you guys should be able to get the push this game. I would just focus on getting level 2. You don't have to really try to trade too hard unless they mess up and give you flare range. Um, and I would just play towards the bush. Bush is king. Ideally, in like just the general like pacing of the game is that you want to get Moby boots as soon as possible and just roam.
Moby boots, really?
Yeah, in solo queue you'll like just smurf on people if you get Mobies and just roam. Um, yeah, I think Lucidity boots is what people generally build, um, and it's better for like combat power. But in solo queue, I think roaming just tilts people. So try to flay her. Oh, nice, we get 2 words. Good, good. So you guys should be able to get the push. I wouldn't auto. You can just sit in the next push and like AFK there. Because you got 2 wards actually, you got level 2 earlier by 1 creep. That's crazy. So I would just keep pushing now. The reasoning is because you want to reset the wave so that it starts bouncing back. Um, Another thing you can think about doing is for this wave, you can look to roam mid, but honestly, I would just stay bot and try to like kill them. So since Kaelin's still pushing, I would just keep trying to help push. But ideally, like she should be bouncing it back. Instead of like constantly pushing. Try to just lantern out and kill Vayne, maybe. I think that's fine. They probably die here, even if they kill you. So at a base, I think you have enough for. Oh, that's fine, yeah. Uh, yeah, I would go mid. Yeah, that's fine, it's fine. I didn't see like the exact amount of gold, but maybe like if you waited a little bit more, you could get like swiftness boots. So sometimes you could think about just like getting the swiftness boots as like a huge roaming. Hey, are you back?
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I think my Discord dropped.
Yeah, no worries.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, it's working. Um, so yeah, I would pink the river bush, and then you can like just look for head splashes. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that bush. Caitlyn has it, then she can pink it. No, she doesn't. And then try to hook Janna here if you see it. Shyvana's top. Careful here. I like Mexican play. Yeah, everyone kind of does their own thing. On the next wave, you might be able to dive because you'll have your cooldowns again. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe Nunu gets him here. Rengar is also coming. Just try to flay. And back now. I would just reset, yeah. Oh, ignite him. Oh, it's gonna be a shit show. Good luck. I would get Mobius and then probably 2 pinks. And then you can roam top. I'm a nice guy. So in general, Akali is like pretty hard to gank, but you're hoping that she plays aggressively. Yeah. Make sure to sweep. Yeah, just wait until they fight a little bit more. He ulted. He saw his ult. Nice try. He's probably out. I'd just cross map to mid and then to bot. That's good. He should have a lot of pressure now. Good thing about Nunu is that it clears the wave instantly. Maybe look for a hook here. Janna's mid. I would just go straight into the jungle with Rengar and then maybe look for either Janna or like Caitlyn. Okay, he's going the long way, I think. Oh.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
You can look for it if you want. He says ult, remember. Hook the original spot. He's dead. Make sure to get a couple stacks and now I would go bot. So if Vayne tumbles, you can flash flay an aura immediately. Nice try. So you can try to like aim towards Vayne and then fake that you're going for it and try to get Janna. So you'll get your support item on the next cannon wave. I think you probably just want to reset after that.
Ally has been slain.
So just stare at Vayne whenever she last hits. Oh, careful now. Ignite. I'll just get the cannon and reset. And then you guys can play for Dragon at a base.
Unstoppable.
That's fine. Some people like to do like 2 points in E and then start maxing hook or like start maxing E. I think it depends on the situation. So in some games, Lantern will be more valuable than others. In this game, Lantern seems great for the shield. Because you're probably not spamming hooks this game. Hitting 1 is honestly already really good against any other champs. Well, he blew up. I would go bot into the aggressive way, and then try to just flay them. Maybe they're in the alcove. I think they went left, actually. Oh shit. Run, guys. Leave everyone. Every man for himself.
No matter the season, death surface. What is the worth of a spirit?
Herald's coming. I would play back here and play for Lantern. I think they'll just get plates and that's it. Look at Nunu. No, he's backing. I would pink that bush. No, it's fine. They showed. You can just sweep now.
To live is to suffer. To survive is to find beauty in the suffering.
Then place a word as you base.
Turret plating will soon fall.
So I usually like getting lockets. But Shirley's is fine too. Oh, is he okay? I would go top.
The shield is very
And then try to placing a lane ward on top. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You can look mid, yeah. You can maybe look for her. Left. probably just take this. Or at least chunk it. It's looking like a back.
Don't you know? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Nice spell.
Really?
Yeah. It gives you like good tanky stats and like helps against like assassins.
Are the stats like on it good? Like the return on the
It's not very, if you're talking about like efficiency,
yeah.
it's not that efficient unless you have the passive. I mean, the passive is great. Or like the bind thing. But in some games that's not as useful. But for Thresh, if Thornmail or sorry Bramble is not good, then usually like you just go Knight's Vow. Oh, good NATO.
What a pretty word.
But the thing is, like with Zeke's, it gives me really good stats that I like, but I always find it has like really bad value. Yeah, like the actual like the bind conduit thing, the numbers are so bad every time.
I thought the
Yeah, I think the numbers are better on the Knight's Vow, and then the stats are better on Zeke's for the most part. Unless you're like smurfing, maybe like the Zeke's numbers can look insane. But usually, oh, but usually like it's not as good. Oh, yeah, they are really bad. At least on Thresh, they're really bad. Like Thresh, Bard, they don't have good items to usually build. I think after they changed Knight's Vow, it is like the flashlight, maybe. It is like the best item for sure. Oh. This game's probably over. Probably back off now. So look at demons.
They think me a god.
I think recently what I've been doing is I just get Knight's Vow, and then as my third item, I get just the Ward Stone, and then the game ends. Oh, they're on it. Maybe? No, they're not. Oh, they are. Yeah, I got that too. Oh, oh. Try to hook Kali. Nice. Oh. Save yourself. No. Maybe Nunu can escape, who knows? Yeah, there's not really any good like cases for that.
do you even bother
Um,
building him?
no. No.
He's actually just doing the same items in game.
Yeah, I just built. I don't think there's any like good variety of items for support. The only like sometimes you can build Bramble, right? And then if you're playing enchanters, sometimes you build like
Oh, enchanters.
maybe yeah. But for melee support, it's Bramble or Nethema's Chains. That's like kind of
Nethema's good. I swear that is
An
100%.
enemy has been slain.
no. It's really good on Leona. It's really good on Leona. Yeah. Um, play for Lantern here. Anything else is like pretty sketchy. Um, I wouldn't go like Anathema's Chains on like Thresh, for instance. I'll just play safe here. And only play for like max range hook, basically. It's good. It's Soul really soon, so I would just focus on placing your wards around Drake, and then maybe basing again before it spawns, so that you kind of have like 6 wards out on the map. But it might be too late now. I think you probably just want to stay at this point. You guys can even look to hit bot in the meantime. So just know that if they do all race to Baron, they could do it because they have Vayne. Nice. I wouldn't take it though. Squeaky. Got a lantern, Kate. Well, we got Soul.
Just get this.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy anything until like the next base you're probably gonna hit.
This might just be enough though.
I think it's actually pretty good. Just because you have like more pinks.
Wait, this is OP. Grants 12% healing.
Death is inevitable,
This is high value.
no matter the season.
In terms of like stat efficiency, it's pretty good. But it just gives a lot of like useless stats sometimes. But for Thresh, you can kind of use everything. Like you do auto attack, and you do like use ability power, use AD,
I was
use
just
ability
thinking
haste.
ability haste.
Do not fear.
Yeah, no, the ability haste is great. I mean, that's the only thing that really like supports care about, honestly.
Dominating.
Just... Yeah. I would ult. Ignite Akali. Ooh. Oh my god.
Every spirit is useful.
I would just reset.
That
Um,
is collect them all.
yeah, most times like supports just care about ability haste, but I think Wordstone is gonna Thresh because he can literally use everything. Like some supports, they don't really auto attack much, right? Like Leona, she's not getting auto attacks in a team fight. But Thresh, yeah, you can kind of like weave in back and forth.
Ally has been slain.
Garen died. I'll just play towards top side. Maybe get a lane ward mid first, and then get some vision around top. So I want to go too deep. That's good. I think they're starting it.
In death, we become
You can kind of just act as like a bodyguard. You can even like... Oh, they're backing off. Never mind. Run. Oh my god. That Caitlyn ult's just disintegrated them. Probably just Baron now. Fortunately, you do not have it, so I would just go Bramble. Oh, never mind. You have enough. Perfect.
Nothing more beautiful
Mm-hmm.
than death.
Last item, maybe like, I don't know, redemption or something. It could be anything. Redemption's actually pretty good. Yeah. I mean, if you're going like Lantern Max, it's like not bad too. I would ward the flanks, so your right side. Holy fuck, Vayne was popping off there. Get okay.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
That was an interesting game. Okay.
Okay, we'll go over this game real quick. What time is it? We have 20 minutes ish. So we can't. We don't have enough time for another game, but we can go over like the VODs, and then you can just screen share if you want.
Okay.
But,
Alright, I'm not screen sharing the thing.
da-da-da.
Okay, cool.
That's fine. Um, huh?
What'd you say?
Oh, I just said that's fine. The flame missing, that's fine.
Oh no, it's really bad. What's it called? I usually have
If it hits, he dies.
I usually have a thing on, like what's it called, the stupid setting.
The indicator.
Yeah, just for Thresh.
Mm-hmm.
Because it shows my thing, and I tried holding down the ability, and it just went off, and I fucking got tilted. I turned on the setting.
Right. Okay, so usually when it's like this, think about a couple things. If you can get the push, try to like abuse them as hard as possible. So you want the wave to super slow push.
Yeah.
Um, so here, just immediately try to walk into this bush, and then don't auto attack at all. Hopefully, Caitlyn doesn't auto, and you guys just both walk up, sit in this bush, and AFK. And they actually like can't even do anything.
Okay.
They would just be like sitting like maybe like here.
Yep.
Um,
They can't play. Just last with these minions.
but like Caitlyn's also autoing. You know, she's like queuing. Like even if this Q hits, it's not like that great. She should just be focusing on like super slow pushing the wave. It's fine though. Ideally, like let's say you guys were coordinated. I don't know because you also play like in a team thing, right? On this cannon wave, after you guys push, you would just let it bounce, but make sure that you have eyes on them, that you know that they're not basing. If you know for sure they're not basing, then you like push this, right? It's like here you see them the entire time, and then now you just let it bounce. You keep monitoring if they're basing, right? You still have eyes on them. So this wave you wouldn't push. You would just let it like fall back,
Yeah.
and they're like really fucked. Um, Perma pushing is only honestly like really good if you're playing like range supports like poking, like Karma, um, or like Lux. But most melees you want to do like the same pattern of pushing 3 and then letting it bounce and just like sitting here and like trying to kill them. Skip this. I don't really care about this. Da-da-da. Skip this. So, oh, I think there's some parts in lane. So one thing you can think about more is trying to abuse like vision. Um, I know that this is worded right now, but let's say it's not worded. You could think about like starting your hex flash from here and like going here and like hooking. But just using hex flash more, like try to go into the bush and then hex flash from it, and just like try it out and see how it feels for you. So I get a lot of kills sometimes by just like I'm like in lane here and then suddenly I go missing and then I start hex flashing and then I hex flash this way and then usually like the support is like trying to dodge like this way and then I hook here. Um, Usually like Vayne or whoever the AD carry is will like juke up, but I will never like get the AD. I'll try to get the support.
Okay, I'll try that.
Da, 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 da. There wasn't too much else. The only other thing that I would say that is important is just think about at least how I play Thresh. I really like to use myself as like a lantern bot, honestly.
Okay.
Um,
I
and then let my like AD carry play more aggressively. And then in some cases, right, obviously you're playing more aggressively and you're trying to land hooks. But usually, if we're outnumbered or if I feel like fight is not like for sure, I just play for lantern and try like positioning yourself in ways
you
that
mean
you
like
can do
in
that.
the mid game, right? Like I usually start doing that in mid game, like when we're
Yeah, mid game, not in lane. Don't like start like chilling back here. Only do that if like every wave is possibly risky.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't know, their jungler's bot or something.
No, you
Um,
like we have to crush the wave and like their jungle's possibly what?
yeah, exactly. So like I think the situation that I was mostly referring to was this one, and then maybe like over here where you could play more for lantern, um, and kind of like control the fight that way. You can play a higher risk, but generally this works out really well for me. And sometimes people like bait themselves into playing too aggressively. Like here, I would just like stand like maybe like here and then look for a hook. Like I would never go for that flay just because I think it's risky.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, like here, I would just maybe stand like here, right here, and just look for a hook, kind of like what you did here. And then now I would just play for like, yeah, this is all fine. But just think about using lantern more as like stand back in team fights. I think there's another situation here where I would probably stand further back. Maybe it's probably coming up.
I do notice that. It causes me to die a lot.
Like here, instead of like walking forward, I probably just like walk further back and like play for lantern.
Yeah.
So you can reposition Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you die here, but I'm more so talking about just like saving Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really care that you died, but just thinking about like repositioning people.
Okay. I know what you mean.
Uh, the rest of the game was fine. Just think about like how you worded this game because basically it was great, um, and how like we moved around the map.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we can just go for the VOD that you have.
Okay. Sounds good.
Whichever VOD that you think is most important because we only have 15 minutes.
Sure. Okay.
Or that you have like most questions about, I guess.
Let's see. Which one was the one I sent you?
We can also go over a game that you didn't send me if you feel like that has more stuff that you're curious about.
I'm just confused why the link stopped working. It's really frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I think you have another session, right? We can
Yeah.
like we can like save this time for the next session and just go over more stuff then.
Okay.
That way, like we kind of use the time like better instead of like us slowly looking at your screen. Because like usually I have just notes and I go over it like super quickly.
Mhm.
Um, so we can just like say the next session is like an hour and like 15 or like 20 minutes,
Okay.
right?
I'm done with that. I'll figure this all
Okay.
out.
If you want, you can try outplay it. That's what I use.
All right.
I know for sure that one works. Um, and then I'll just write a couple of like goals and stuff. And if you have any questions, let me know.
All right.
I'll try to answer them.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.